Everybody to yes, so we are
Sorry.
being recorded. Um, I'd like to welcome everybody to track 4A in the Undergraduate Research Symposium, and this is based on creative activity, and this is emerging creative activity. Today, we are very pleased to have Jade Duong, who is a theater and film and digital production second year with a presentation about why Zoom acting has the potential to stay. We're going to hear from Evan Camp from political science with an animation largely self-taught in third year called Bell Ringer. And finally, we're going to hear from Fausto Ramirez in business administration, who is giving a presentation on YouTube called Let's Create Content, and he's a senior. So let's do a little bit of housekeeping for a second. I want to encourage the audience to submit questions through the chat feature. So just to remind you, if you don't have the chat feature open, it's in the bar down below. It shows up by default down below. You can click chat. And if a presenter is sharing the screen, you can also get to the chat feature as a separate window on top of the other screen. So you just go to that same bar, just look for the thing that says chat, and it'll show up as its own second window. And I'll be curating the chat. The presentations are going to be 10 minutes long. We're going to try to keep it to 10 minutes, but we're going to give a little bit of extra time perhaps if the presentation, because we only have 3 people. So let's just see how that goes. And finally, we're going to save all the Q&A for the end, and I'll curate the chat there. So we won't go 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. We're going to get everybody off the hot seat, and then we're going to have a Q&A that is a little bit more like a panel discussion. Okay, good. So now, without any further ado, Jade, would you please share your work?
Hmm. So, hello, my name is Jade Duong. As said, I'm a second year TFDP major with a minor in poli sci, and I want to be talking about why I think Zoom acting has the potential to stay. Now, heads up, I don't have a PowerPoint because I believe that as an actor, it's my job to really capture your guys' attention with just me. So, first of all, I come from a background of musical theater, and it's a form of art that is meant to be expanded and projected to where the person sitting in the back of the auditorium can enjoy the show just as much as somebody sitting in the front. I also have film experience as well, and it's the complete opposite. The tiniest and most intimate actions can be picked up and translated through a very, very nice camera. For Zoom acting, you have to really learn the balance between the two. You're limited to a tiny, mediocre quality camera, and you're also limited to the physical space that you're in. So you not only have to enhance your physical movements, but really utilize your voice to translate small or big things through the computer screen. So for Zoom acting, there are 3 fundamental qualities that can only come from Zoom acting. And in my personal experience, it expanded my range and adaptability as an actress. And I feel like it can do the same for everyone. The 3 points being relationship to stage space, relationship to the camera, and relationship to the audience. For this presentation, I will be talking about 2 out of my many quarantine Zoom productions that I've done. The first one being At the Pass by Stu Krieger, which is a stage play that just had to go to a Zoom production as quarantine hit. This is one of the first, if not the first, Zoom production to ever be produced. We started having Zoom practices a week after quarantine hit, and everything was on the fly, live, and we were just doing it. The second project I will be talking about is She Kills Monsters, performed almost a year after by Keen Nguyen, and it is a stage play that the author renditioned for Zoom, where Zoom is a part of the play and it's meant to be performed over Zoom. So the first fundamental, stage space. So for At the Pass, we had to act out a script that was meant to be set place in a diner. Now, note, this production is very set heavy, very movement heavy, and all the actors are in their rooms pretending as if we were in a space constantly surrounded by other people. We would have to hand things off screen to each other, or I would pretend that I'm serving someone as I'm having a conversation with 4 other waitresses. And we had to pretend that the person I was talking to was right next to me. For She Kills Monsters, again, renditioned for Zoom, we were able to use the camera as a stage prop. For example, if I were to enter the call, I was able to fix my camera a little bit, like, hi, I just entered the call. And I think this is the most effective way of Zoom acting because the actors are able to use Zoom as a part of our setting and our incentive to do things. And it's natural and relatable, and the characters are real. We're performing this Zoom real time. And also, our rooms, our settings that we're physically in, are or is the actual setting of the show. Now, for relationship with the actors, the camera. So there's a difference between me talking and projecting towards a screen, and there's a difference between me looking into the red dot on my camera and giving you direct eye contact. I am sacrificing, or not sacrificing, but I'm really prioritizing eye line over connection to my scene partners. And for this is more of prioritizing the viewer's experience. The viewers would be able to see on screen that we were giving each other direct eye contact, whereas the actors were not really able to react to one another, not to our most like slightest movements or anything. And this was more crucial for productions like At the Pass, where we were supposed to be set in real time, real person. But for She Kills Monsters, we were able to just look at the screen and react to each other because, again, we were on Zoom. We could get away with not having direct eye contact. For relationship with the audience, Zoom acting is different in the sense that you have to get used to not having an audience reaction immediately, that is. You can't get away with a lot of moment by moment adjustments that you would make on a stage in real time. And so there's only so much that you can do with the different way you deliver lines in a live show versus a recording. For example, for At the Pass, my scene partner, Ryan, his internet actually cut off during the live show. And we had to have the stage manager hop in. And later on, Ryan was able to hop back in, but was not able to get his camera back on. And so Zoom acting is really about trusting the process, trusting your internet, and trusting the actors. You have to really just believe that what you guys are delivering is what you need to put out. And it's really all about the flow of technology. For At the Past, it was a live show. For She Kills Monsters, it was recorded. And so actors are really just self-sufficient. It creates a sense of independency almost. And it's all about relationships, really. Actors are their own lighting designers and our own sound people, our own costume people, our own setting people. Zoom acting just really creates a little world, a little niche world for the Zoom actor themselves. So for the the projects that I will be showing right now, one clip is from At the Pass, and another clip is from 2020 Vision, which is an original theater/film hybrid that was made specifically for Zoom once more. And we're also going to be premiering it in Thursday. Shameless plug here. And I will be showing them now. So this is a clip from At the Pass.
Kyle's a cross-dresser, but that's completely different than being transgender.
Yes, Sadie, and it would be wonderful if you could try to not be so ignorant.
Sorry, this is all new to me. I'm really just trying to understand.
Kyle loves being a man, and he loves women. More specifically, he loves me. But he happens to also find great pleasure, and sometimes, not every day, and never at work.
Oh my God. I would totally drop a club if I went in for a pap smear and found Dr. Himmelfarb in fishnets and a push-up bra.
Why do you assume Dr. Himmelfarb would be a happy, oh, Lady Kyle?
What? Wait, stop. Y'all are making me crazy. There is no Lady Kyle, just Kyle, who sometimes wears women's clothes. It's not that hard to get.
Not for you, maybe. But if I'm being honest, this has totally kabooned my brain.
It's not that hard to get. Well, here you can see we're all supposed to be talking to each other in the same setting. We all have clear backgrounds to really try to invoke the imagination that we're in a diner. Here we have someone who's supposed to be a narrator, a bystander. So even though she's not saying anything, she's still a part of the scene. And even in the background, you can hear plates clattering. We had sound effects to make it sound like we were in a diner. Again, a Zoom play meant to be in real time. Here is my monologue for 2020, where I use the camera as a scene partner and a set prop.
I miss college so much. But I mean, quarantine isn't all that bad, right? If it wasn't for quarantine, I'm not sure if we'd ever get to meet. Do you think maybe after all this is over, we could, I don't know, meet up somehow? Canada is not that far away. I can always Uber. Anyways, thanks for being here every night to hang out with me. Michael, I really appreciate it. Shouldn't you go to bed? Isn't it like 5 a.m. for you right now? Yeah. Well, thanks for listening. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, Michael.
So you can clearly see the difference between the two types of Zoom acting there. As you can see with the last clip, I really utilized my space to the camera and using the camera as a prop. So in conclusion, although Zoom is meant to be a temporary placeholder right now, I really do think that it can stay and provide acting techniques that really just can't be learned in any other type of theater. You know, not only does it allow global connections, somebody in Germany could be working with somebody in Texas, but plays can be turned into musicals. Musicals can be turned into films, and it's all a cycle. But with Zoom acting, it's just so niche that if you master Zoom acting, what can't you do? Now, I would like to thank my mentor, facility advisor, for everything that she's done. And also now that I'm at the end of my presentation, I'm going to do a shameless plug for 2020 Vision, which premieres this Thursday, directed by Bella. And so you guys should check that out. And thank you so much for listening to my presentation.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's unshare the screen.
Is it still shared?
I think so. Maybe not. I see it. Okay. I want to encourage everybody to use the reaction.